So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got a new hotel this year, new setup. Really excited about that. We don't want to spill the tea on that, and exactly what that's going to be, but they'll find out tomorrow when they get here.
And I wasn't allowed to post pictures. I was told no posting, no nada. I checked. I did send some pictures to the boys.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to, because it was so legit.
You told them not to post, right?
Yeah, I did tell them not to post. Right. Not that they would post anyways.
Yes.
Right? They wait for me to post and then post.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
But anyways. So we're excited. We are live on Instagram. We're waiting here. We're going to go live on the air here on the podcast. We're back with Todd. We're back.
I love it.
So, anyway, we are excited to be back. Mr. O'Brien, what's going on? How you doing?
It's past my bedtime.
It's past your bedtime. Little do you know that you're just getting started.
Well,
Did they tell you that we're doing a marathon tonight? We're doing actually a 3-hour podcast. And then when we're done, we're doing a special podcast tonight, right? After midnight podcast.
I think Omar was supposed to tell him.
Oh, Omar was supposed to tell him. He didn't tell him. Well, she spilled the beans a little bit because she was telling after hours.
Yeah, I was hoping we would just hit golf balls off the roof at midnight.
I think we can. Can we do that? I don't know.
Yeah, all right,
Maybe.
Elmer,
I think
We can do whatever we want.
got the green light. All right.
Let's do whatever we want. So, guys, we're excited to be able to kind of talk to you guys. So, obviously, Todd invited us out to the Golden Ticket. We're excited to be out here. I missed it last year, and yes,
Shame on you.
I was just about to say I haven't lived it down all year, right? And so my beautiful wife is here with me today. She came out, and in here we have Mr. Omar as well. What's going on? Do a little shout out there.
Past his bedtime too.
It's past his bedtime, right? I think these two need to hang out a little bit because they're just kind of a little bit tired right there. So anyway, so we're excited to be here, Todd. Thanks for the invitation. And of course, anytime that you invite us out to the studio, you know we're gonna come in and take advantage of the studio. It's just absolutely amazing what you guys have done here. And the funny thing is, I always talk about that people win in the details. Right. I truly believe that when it comes to competition, people don't say, "Oh, don't sweat the little stuff," and it's like, no, that's where all the details are at. And I just wanted to tell you, it wasn't until about 5 minutes ago that it dawned on me. So I've been here a couple of times, right? And I think in the excitement of the studio, obviously, which is a big, key point of your guys' office and stuff like that. But we've always talked about AquaStar. We've talked about your focus on quality, your focus on doing things right. And if you're not going to do them right, don't do them. And it goes everywhere because we're here at your headquarters. And I don't know if you ladies even went to the bathroom, but did you guys freaking notice that? It was awesome, right? And I walk in to the men's bathroom. And I don't think I ever been in that men's bathroom. And so, by the way, funny conversation, right, to have for a podcast, walking into the bathroom, right?
I got to explore more.
But it's like you walk in and they're gorgeous, they're clean, and the attention to details that you guys have at your headquarters for everything just absolutely spells quality. And it was so funny that it took that for me to all of a sudden go, you need to pay attention to the rest of the headquarters, right? And so I walked out. We obviously walked into the room next door where you have all the products that you guys make. You've got, the Hall of Fame jacket. You've got all your trophies. You've got all those things. But it's one of those things that I think that's why we work so well together, because our brains are kind of the same, right? And that just carries into all your products that you do.
Yeah, it's important to us. The details are everything because, we're still a fairly new company and we're trying to win over the industry. And in most of the people on our staff understand what it's like to be in the field. And we try to make that experience for those in the field seamless, easier than what you've been using before. And you have to pay attention to the details and all of that, whether it's, a valve that works properly, to a drain cover that fits properly, to innovation with filters and pumps and everything else that we're doing. But, yes, it's everything. The details are everything for us. And I think when you get to walk through, when we go through the golden ticket, you've gotten to walk through the facility before, but the facility looks during the golden ticket like it looks all the time. And yeah, it's every little piece is important to us.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, hey, I do want to give a couple of shout outs out here. I finally clicked over to my Instagram because I forgot about it over here. So, Barry Pool Pools, big shout out to you. Jeanette is on watching. Big shout outs. Pool Master Canada, what's going on? Pura Vida, what's happening? Premier Pool, Casey's, and Aqua Bliss. Big shout out to all you guys. And to our boys, John and Zach, that are probably listening, but they're driving and flying out. And big shout out to you guys out there. So, I think it's time to get started. I'm really excited to talk to you today, Michelle.
I'm excited to talk to you too, Edgar.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to tell your story. So we've known each other for a good 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, from the very early stages of Pool Nation. And you won Pool Girl of the Year
2022.
2022, right? She won Pool Girl of the Year out in Las Vegas. And by the way, thanks to you, and all credit, 100% of the credit of the after party goes to Michelle. So we were having a conversation, and Terry Arco was with us, and Michelle came to us and said, you know what, love the awards. It was great, but we need somewhere where we could go celebrate after, because I won Pool Girl of the Year. We kind of went down the strip. We had a great time, but it felt like we needed to get together and celebrate with all the other people. And Mr. Terry Arco was standing in front of us, and Terry said, done. And just like that, he just went done. and so I've always credited you with the after party, which has now turned out to be, you know, one of the number one requests. Is like, it's gotten so crazy.
I feel like we should brand it.
Right. Her name. Michelle's
Michelle's
Hassa after party.
Yeah, I like that.
And Michelle, it's gotten so crazy that I actually had to put requirements, because people were all of a sudden going, well, we all want to go to the after party. And I'm like, well, you have to go to the awards. You can't just go to the after party. And so, you know, we had to get together with Hassa and just be like, nope. So if you have to attend the awards to be able to kind of go to the after party. But because of you, the after party exists.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because that is absolutely amazing. And then you can, you know, Omar's over here sitting over here, but talk about that first year that he went when they won. What ended up happening to those trophies?
What happens in Vegas
Stays in Vegas. So if you actually go look at the trophies right over there, you'll see the ones that partied. They're
a little banged up.
They're a little banged up, right, Todd?
Yes.
But you know what? They tell a story.
Oh, it was one of the most epic nights ever, I believe.
Right.
In the company. Yeah. It was a blast.
So
Olaf was there. The owner was there. And he was right there with Omar. It was great. Yeah.
It was just
having a blast.
You can't tell us some more? A little later.
That's for the after.
For the after hour part.
Okay, all right.
So Michelle, so obviously, you know, I know you. We've talked a lot of times. I want to talk a little bit about your journey, because I think that it's been awesome to see you, you know, grow in kind of the things that you want to do in your business, and you want to grow your business. You want to have employees. You want to do W-2. You want trucks. You want to have them wrapped. You want to do all that. In a market that a lot of people go, you can't do that, right? Like, everybody's cutthroat out here and you can't do that. But yet you've kind of set your mind to what your vision is, and you're getting there. And I'm kind of really excited about that. So take us back about maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. You started your business, you were by yourself, and kind of walk us through your journey to where you are today.
Okay, yeah. So I started my business about 20 years ago now. So at the time, 5 years ago, I was rolling pretty strong on my own. My husband just started working with me. So he started a kind of a small route, kind of just diving into it a little bit, seeing if he wanted to grow. And so fast forward 5 years later, he's fully loaded with a full route. I'm still fully loaded. So he's been my first employee. So that's been really great to have him as my first employee. I think my hardest thing was trusting people with my pools. So that was easy because I knew I could trust him because it's our babies, it's our money. But now I need more help. So I had two guys ready to jump on board, and then my son started working with me. So I got wet feet and kind of pulled back from these guys. But my son's going to do the fire crew. I need them now. The days are getting shorter. I start 4 more commercials January 1st in Goleta. And I'm at the point where I can't turn back. So yeah, I have payroll all set up, workers comp set up. I have the 2 guys starting with me next week, in training. Yeah, I'm set to go, and I'm looking forward for this next chapter. It takes time to get all your ducks in a row. Cause like I said, I wanted to do it right. Making sure all the legalities, especially in California, I definitely want to do everything step by step, so nothing can ever come bite me in the ass if things go wrong. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next step, and it's definitely hard because I'm working full time in cleaning pools and repairs, and I'm already busy with office work. So it's been a lot of extra work on my plate, learning all these extra things about growing a business. But I'm still set on the goal, of I do want a fleet of trucks one day, even if it's just 2 or 3. I'd like to have guys driving Shell's Pool and Spa trucks down the road. I'd like to be known in Ventura as a successful business owner with a few trucks that are seen as Shell's Pool and Spa. So I'm definitely still set on that trajectory, and I'm definitely getting there. So, but yeah, business is good. So I'm very thankful.
So how many residential and commercial pools do you do? Do you do a lot more commercial than residential?
I would say it's about 50-50. So right now I'm about like 18 commercial. So multiply that by 3, and then about nearing 80 residentials. So that's pretty capped for 2 people, especially like right now, I definitely getting behind on I'm leaving a lot of money on the plate, with filters and just different upgrades and repairs. And looking at all that money left on the plate, it's hard to pay someone, and then the workers' comp, and you're looking at all this extra overhead, but then you're like, okay, well, if I can go out and make this money that's left on the plate, so it's almost like you kind of have to do this little dive down to make it to that next level. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of dipping down with these extra overhead costs, but I'm reaching the stars of that next level.
Next level.
So you mentioned 50-50 on residential and commercial, relative to what you're handling now. Most people that I talk to, I don't get to talk to many people anymore out in the industry, but the people that I do, they lean one way or the other. So which do you prefer?
I prefer commercials.
Okay.
I do. I mean, residentials are easy. And I love all my customers. I've had customers for 20 years. So you become very close with them and their dogs and their kids. But I do prefer commercials because there's so much more to learn, so much more repairs to be had. And like when I'm hiring these guys, I'm actually putting them on my commercials first because I'm only putting them on like 1 day a week. And then that way I'm still going there. So it's more comfortable for me to stick them in a commercial world rather than in a backyard, until I can trust them more. So, because, I protect my customers. I think it's very important for them to trust people that are going in their backyard. And I definitely want to make sure I'm protecting them as well. But yeah, I love commercials. It's a challenge and it sucks a lot. You can't take vacation. It's a double-edged sword. I've always said that. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work, especially dealing with the health department. But I like the challenge of commercials. So I'd definitely say I like them better.
How often do you visit a commercial project a week?
3 days a week.
Wow. Way different than residential.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different animal, right?
Yeah.
And you could be doing your residentials and you get a call from the commercial and the expectation is that you're coming over right now, right? There's not that wait. And it's a little bit different because, when you do residentials, and you know this, Max, you do a lot of commercials and residentials as well. The residential, you really don't get a lot of weekend calls, right? For the most part, it's not as much as, the commercial side where you're dealing with the health department and you're kind of tipping toe and making sure everything's, there. And I think a lot of people stay away from the commercial stuff because of that. They like it to be a little bit slower and not as many calls. And if I have to do a repair, well, I could be there next Wednesday or next Thursday. I don't have to like be there today, right? Especially if it's in the summertime and a pump goes down on a commercial pool. You can't wait. You got to turn around and you kind of get that. You know, it's amazing. So you are a big, huge surfer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think you have to be if you live in Ventura,
Yeah.
right?
She is
Max is-
like a huge. He says no, but then we'll talk about his story in the water later, right? Because that's why he's so close to the water. But tell us a little bit about that. How often are you able to get out, especially now that you're really busy?
Yeah, I make it a priority to get out. I try to get out at least 3 times during the work week. I use my lunch breaks. And yes, I can time it around the tides most time. I own my business. I have to be disciplined. So, it's not like, oh, the waves are good, I'm going surfing, if it's when I can. But I'm 45, so it's really important for me to maintain consistency in the water because surfing's my passion, and it doesn't matter what job you have, you work to live. You don't live to work. So even though the majority of my life is focused on working, surfing is, keeps the stoke in me, keeps me happy, makes me a better worker, better mom, better everything. So I definitely am out there a lot. And it's expensive to live here. If you don't surf, I don't know why you live here. Like, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, Ventura is a great place to live as a surfer for sure.
Yeah. And it tells you, Todd, like if you think about it, how well regimented she is, that she's going out at least. And since I've known her, she's always been out at least 3 times a week, getting out there surfing. And she's got to the point where she's got this big business. She's got, she's bringing people on. She's doing all that, but yet she's still finding the time to be able to kind of go out there.
We talk about it a lot inside our 4 walls here, and I try to convey, and so do the employees, about people, very successful people. And it's like every person, I've been fortunate enough to be around some pretty successful people, and every single one of them has a motor that just doesn't stop. And when I listen to that, I'm like, you got the motor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're successful. You got the motor. They correlate. Right. So, it's crazy impressive because that's a commitment to go out and get in the water every day and get back. And once you, like you said, once you learn what makes you tick outside of what you're doing with work and how that can make you a better person inside your work as well, it's pretty cool. It's cool to listen to.
Yeah, it's awesome. The other thing that I want to talk about really quick is obviously, I know your son probably doesn't enjoy it as much, but I know that you're have a really close relationship with your son, and
yes.
so
everybody
knows that, right? And he he turned 18, and his dream was to kind of work on a ranch, and he did. Now he's working with you. So how's that going?
Yeah. So he managed to live his dream for a couple years, and unfortunately the cattle it slowed down, and he got out of that. So he came working with me, and I could tell, I was hoping to give him a route, and that's what we were working towards, but I could tell that's not what he wanted to do. And he's so young. He's only 19, and he's got such a long life ahead of him. And he recently decided to go more towards being a firefighter. So he's still helping me out, but I probably not going to take a route, maybe a small one. So he's kind of just helping out here and there until he starts that. But yeah, so that's kind of where he's at right now.
That's awesome.
We got a pretty good facility here if he wants to come check us out and come work with us. Drop it over here. We're always looking for good people, right, Michael?
Oh yeah. Where's my application?
And then and obviously I've had the privilege of meeting him, but he's just like Mom, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's very hard worker. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He's got the vision of what he wants to do, and then boom, he's going to go do it. Right? There's no second guessing. So I'm sure you're excited to have him around a little bit more.
Oh yeah, it's been great. When he comes to work with me, I actually stop and eat lunch, which is nice. He's been working with me since he's been a tiny little guy. Mm-hmm. And you know, it used to be like dragging him to work with me, but I am so thankful for that because I see it in him I'm a hard worker. I mean, I put my 1,000% into it, and I don't stop. Like, I'm like the Energizer Bunny. You don't ever see me sitting down unless I'm on a podcast or driving my car. And I can see that has definitely rubbed off on him. So he's extremely hard worker, and he puts his 1,000% into everything. So yeah, it's been great hanging out with him, and his help's always great. He's strong, so when he does work with me, I don't have to carry everything. Yeah, it's been nice.
That's awesome. Yep, he's totally,
pretty strong.
totally buff kind of kid. So, but yeah, totally spinning image of mom. You know, when it comes to hard work, he's not afraid. He's just kind of a go getter, and let's do it. So. That's awesome. So we're really excited to kind of, see that journey. I know that you're going through a little bit of the struggle of, personally, you don't want to give up your customers, right? Because they're your customers. You want to make sure that they're taken care of. You're such a passionate person. I think you're at the spot in that journey that the difficult time comes, because there comes a time where you have to let go. Like you don't have a choice. You keep growing. You get to the point, and trust me, when I did it, it was very difficult at the beginning to not go to see my customers. I was always afraid of getting calls from customers on if something went wrong, if or they would complain about, one of the employees.
I think they call it diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns?
Diminishing returns.
Why is that?
When you get to a point where you can't handle everything, and you start, and like you said, you've got to let go. You've got to be able to hire. You've got to be able to trust, and you got to be able to allow them to make mistakes. So, but once you get to that point where it starts doing your business a disservice, diminishing returns. She knows what I'm talking about.
So, and I think that's kind of where you're pivoting and where you're at. Like right now, you're still doing a lot of pools. And we talk about it all the time. We call it the it, right? That's your it. Your it is servicing your customers and servicing the pools and doing the repairs and doing all that. And it's going to come to time where you can't do the it anymore, right? All of a sudden, you have to be that person that kind of sits back and has these people doing the jobs. And now your job is to make sure that they're doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. And I truly believe that you're going to be successful at it because you have that drive. You don't have to stop. You're always worried about your customers, but you're going to get to the point where you bring these two new people on, and then eventually you'll be able to kind of let them. And like Todd said, they are going to make mistakes. You are going to get complaints from customers and stuff like that. It's just that never stops, right? But it's a path of that journey, and it's about how you handle that and how you go to those customers and you rebuild those relationships. But now because you have employees. But one of the things that I love, Michelle, is seeing your journey and you talking about it back then and sitting here today and you kind of on the cusp of being there. And I don't know if you see all the hard work that you've done over those years and how close you are to that point that you will have the fleets and you will have, and more importantly, that you've done it the right way. We've talked about it 1,000 times with the W-2, with trucks and having the fleet and doing it right in an industry that all we hear is, you can't do that anymore. Like you can't. And it's like, no, you can. Like I talk to people all the time that are in the same markets, whether it's a Florida market or I was just talking to a gentleman from Oxnard, right? And he's built his little empire. He charges his rate plus chemicals, right? And in a market where people say that it can't be done, it's just a matter of, are you the entrepreneur that are going to go out there and be able to set up that model to be successful? So I'm really excited to see what it is that you're going to do. I know that you're very passionate about doing everything right and having your contractor's license and being educated and having all of your employees be educated in order to be able to do things properly. So I'm really excited to see where you're going to go next. And Todd, I think I'm going to be excited when you call me and you say, I see a couple of the trucks and we're going to have to go run around and film some of our trucks.
Are you kidding?
Out on the field.
That's going to be in my story everywhere I go.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the things that I love so much about Pool Nation, right? We love helping people, but what we love and what fires us up is seeing people like you, 4 or 5 years ago talk about it, and then all of a sudden, boom, here they are, and then bettering our industry and wanting to do it right and wanting to raise the standard for the industry.
Do it right by teaching yourself about California employment law. Like, oh my goodness. That's a lift within itself.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
So it's absolutely awesome. But, and so as soon as, I was talking to Todd and I said, we're going to do the podcast. I was like, Michelle, that podcast, let's go. So, hey, before we jump over here, I want to give a couple shout outs out here because I've kind of forgotten about the Instagram live because I'm so wrapped up over here. But Villalobos, what's going on? Big shout out. Maria from Ensenada. Jeanette is saying a big, huge congratulations to you out there. Let's see here. Michelle, she's actually drive standing up. They say that you're drive standing up. Is that because you're always on the go? Is that what they're referring to? That you don't even sit down, you're just always on the go? Let's see here. Maria is saying hi to you out there. Jeff, hey, Jeff, AquaStar Pool Products, Clear Drop Pools, Pro Chemicals, let's see here, and 68 Mustang, which is Steve's wife. Cali Pool Techs, big shout out. Kimi, Only Pools, big shout out to all you guys. VS Pool Care, which is out in this area as well. Big shout out to you guys. Anna, big shout out. I'm not ignoring all of you. SCP Canada, big shout out to you guys out there as well. So, and Cali Cowboy, big shout out. Is that your son, Cali Cowboy? No. Okay. Just checking because he's a big cowboy. So I'm just like, is he on here? So, so I want to talk to Mr. Max because he's kind of over here just a little bit quiet.
It's first time, just taking it in.
Just first time taking it in.
Yeah.
And so
Nervous.
Past your bedtime?
Very past my bedtime. Because I do the commercial pools, so I start around 4:30, 5 a.m.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also tell us about how you know Michelle.
So been in the pool industry for about 24 years now. Started off with a company just doing equipment installs, and then decided I was making somebody else rich and should be making that money myself. So I got all my licenses in order and then made the jump. Slowly built my company. I do more commercial than I do residential. Commercial was always my forte. I love the excitement of it. As much as I hate the health department, I love the health department because whatever
do you really?
Well, whatever they write up is money. So, and a pool 3 times a week is a lot easier than a pool once a week, especially with the Santa Anas. So, and I like the codes, the regulations, learning all about that because that's kind of where I started. But I also, like I said, my main thing is equipment, setting pumps, putting in filters, hydraulics, drain covers.
Drain covers.
As we were talking earlier, I did a ton of drain covers and VGB retrofits.
Whose brand did you use?
Used yours.
Yes, let's go.
So,
Shameless plug.
I was going to say shameless plug. Michelle's like, AquaStar.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of like in the same boat as Michelle. We're at that. We get to that certain point where it's, do we stay a single polar? Do we jump to the big truck? Trying to let go of people. I think I've hit the point where I've let go because I had to have people working for me and doing pools, and you have that customer who's loved you for 10 years, and now they see a different face in their backyard, and they have to come to terms with that different person that they didn't technically hire because they hired you because they met you and they liked you. So, but I think I've relaxed on that a little bit, but still kind of paranoid every time I go on vacation and everything because you are putting your financial into somebody else. So it's definitely a hard thing, especially trying to let go. But I managed to do that maybe last year. But yeah, just working my way through life.
Yeah.
Get everything done.
So how many commercials do you do?
Me personally right now, I'm doing 15 of them, but I have 36.
36?
Yeah.
And so how many do you have on your team?
3.
3?
Yeah, because I also I have the C53, so I also do I do service, repair, remodel, new construction.
Okay. Yeah. Do you build or no? Just
I
remodel?
have built a few. I haven't quite got to the point where I have enough time to dedicate like 3 months to a project, especially when we're doing the whole backyards and stuff. But I do a lot of replasters, tile, stuff like that, commercial remodels, and then I do the residentials every now and then.
So how many residentials do you guys service?
I think we're at like 130, I think.
Shoot, so that's a decent operation because your commercials are 3 times a week.
I have anywhere between 2 and 3 times, and then I have a couple that are like 5 days. So those are the bigger ones.
The
like,
good old 5 days.
those are like summer camps, stuff like that. Water therapy pools, stuff like that for like physical therapy, stuff like that. So, yeah.
I did commercials, and my favorite was I had a Marriott that was 5 times a week. It was just such a piece, like you're going every day, so it's a piece of cake, right? So, and a lot of the guys were like, I want to do it, and I'm like, no, that's where I start my day.
And it's on a Kim system.
Yeah,
so you're like,
exactly.
Oh, hey,
yeah.
thing's perfect.
Yep.
Just put a couple gallons in. So, yeah.
You know, and you kind of walk around and check the spa and the kiddie pool, and then come back over, and so
It's like having covered pools, and your guys are like, I want the cover. No, that's my pool.
that's awesome. Now specifically, how did you get started into the pool industry? Did you know somebody, or
I actually here in town, I worked at it's the Crown Plaza now. I ran the maintenance department, and then I just was super young. I was like 22 at the time, and every manager of a department got to be manager on duty, but they said I was too young and they couldn't trust me with like the banks and stuff. And so I kind of got mad, and I was talking to the pool guy, and he goes, "Hey, we're hiring." And I was like, that sounds awesome. Cause of course back then I was thinking the whole pool guy, just surfed all day and met lonely housewives, but it's definitely not that. But
like that's happened to you 1,000 times, right?
I've seen 3 naked people in my pool career, and they were all dudes. So it's definitely not how it's supposed to be. So nothing like I'm in the pool naked, I'll be in the truck. So yeah. So but yeah, so they offered me a job. I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I went to work for the pool company.
Yeah.
And then, but like I said, I didn't start in service. I just started in equipment installation, overseeing, because he built a lot of pools. We were building maybe 25 pools a year. So I got to oversee rebar. I got to make, basically herd all the kittens of the subcontractors for it. So it was pretty nice that I got to see that side of it. And then I didn't really actually service pools until I went out on my own, because the service side was the dedicated income, equipment repairs and stuff like that comes and goes, but the service side is the constant money coming in to pay the bills. So that's how I got into it. So yeah.
So what's moved you to the position where you realized education was important, and then also giving back? I know we're going to get to that relative to what you do for the industry in our local chapters here and what you've done for so many years. But at what point were you like, boy, I need to spend time educating myself and then also passing this along?
So it was pretty much my exit strategy from the company I worked for, because I was like, okay, I'm going to go out on my own. So what do I need to know? And that's when I started taking all the industry courses I could take. I started signing up for warranty stations, because I knew most of the vendors at the time, and I had a good relationship with them. So it was more of a thirst for knowledge, because I was going to have to do it all myself. And so I learned as much as I could. I took some water chemistry courses and stuff like that. And then now my basis for education is when you do get those people that you hire, I look at it like, I know I'm training competition or I'm training a colleague, but I know I need to train them to basically be out on their own within, 5 years. Because if I feel like, if I've trained somebody who's an employee and then I feel like that they're still with me in 5 years, like I don't think I trained them well enough, which I guess is like a catch-22 because I'm training my competition. But I always feel like if that person doesn't know and has that employee mentality, then like I'm doing something wrong with training them. So I always like doing that stuff. So,
yeah, that's and I think that's the cool part of our industry. Edgar and I were talking about earlier about some portions of the industry that kind of make us beat our heads against the wall, and then you sit down and you speak to professionals like this, and you're reminded of where we are and why we do what we do in this industry, and that's unbelievable. It's like I talked about. It's a motor. Like you realize that the work you need to do and what you need to learn to be the best professional you can. And that's, I don't know that can be taught. It's inherent and it's impressive. It's this kind of stuff really gets my blood going. I love it.
Yeah. And and it's difficult as a business owner, because it's easy to just kind of go, oh, well, I don't want to do this right now. I'll just do it later and not do it. Right. Something that neither one of you have, right? Like you guys are like 100 miles an hour. It's the only speed I know. And that's, the only thing that I'm going to do. But in order to be successful, it's like what you're saying, Michelle. It's like, I have all these other work that I have to do, but then I have to go into the office and I have to do all this other work that has to get done. And then we've talked where you're like, I was up last night till midnight doing all this other stuff in the office that needed to get done because I didn't have, the time to be able to do it. And for you, Max, there's another huge side to Max, which is you're obviously a big part of IPSA. You really focus on education. I think you guys have an amazing chapter up here. Everybody's always talking about it. And, I get to talk to a lot of people from all over the different states and stuff like that. And it's amazing how your guys' chapter always comes up, right? So tell us a little bit about IPSA and kind of, the things that, that you guys do with your chapter that's maybe a little bit different, what attracts people to it.
So like IPSA in a whole is, it's a group of pool professionals that get together, and we have 3 pillars, community, education, and support. So those are our main factors. So the community is we're a bunch of pool guys. We help in our community, especially with our Ventura chapter. We donate to the Vega Swim Fund. So they're a group of people here locally that do swim lessons. They do like infant waters, safety, stuff like that. So that's kind of our community outreach stuff. Education, we host classes. We have Michael Thorne from Water Renew, who does a lot of water chemistry courses for us. Also, IPSA has got some water chemistry courses. We actually have 4 really, really good books out there. We have Basic Training Manual 1, which is basic water chemistry. We have Basic Training Manual 2, which is all equipment, hydraulics, and everything. Then we have an intermediate chemistry book, and then we have a book called Chlorine Facts, which basically goes over everything that you need to know about chlorine and what it does. And those are great educational things. And we have some more education opportunities coming next year, so stay tuned to that, because we're going to probably be teaching those and having instructor courses coming out for those things too. And then the biggest thing is the support. I have 64 guys in our chapter that we can call anytime and ask a question.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. You guys have 64.
So my position in IPSA now is I'm in charge of a region. So I'm in charge of Region 2. So my region is Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Bakersfield, Visalia, and Fresno. And I have the biggest region. We have 390 members in our region. So we kind of oversee all that. But like our bread and butter for what I think for IPSA is SIC route, or actually it's called Tech for Tech now. So we were talking earlier. It's like, imagine if you're driving your car and you get in an accident, or you have that chest pain and you find out that something bad's going on, and you're like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to pay my bills? I can't work. Well, we have 64 members in our Ventura chapter, and the other chapters out there too, depending on how many they have. They're going to cover your pools for you and do it for free, and you still get your full income coming in, and all you have to do is focus on getting better. And I mean, at my chapter, we've done anything from broken bones, hip replacements, heart attacks, cancer. And we even had one member who unfortunately lost his battle with cancer. And we did his pools for the family for another 6 months so they could figure out what to do with those pools, how to sell them, whether or not they were going to keep the company. But again, we help that, we're here to help those people in those horrible times, not have to focus on work, not have to focus on how they're going to make income, but just to focus on getting healthy. So I think that's our bread and butter, especially with our chapter and most of the chapters out there.
Yeah, we had, I was in the Anaheim chapter, and I remember that our president, his wife got cancer, right? And that part wasn't covered, right? Because it's supposed to be just kind of for him. But it was kind of neat to see everybody kind of come in and go, no, like this is serious, right? Like you need to find the time to be able to spend with your wife and and do that. And it was the same thing. And it was like our chapter helped them out like almost for an entire year, right? Like because everybody just, but it's the same thing. You think about it and it's like, you're a one polar out there. That's your business. You have nobody else. And you get into a situation like that, that can destroy you, right? Not only are you dealing with your wife that has cancer, but all of a sudden you've got no income. Like, how are you going to be able to kind of manage that? And I think that's a huge thing for what you guys do.
Yeah. I mean, I've thankfully never had to use it, but I'm glad it's there and just in case. I mean, but then again, I mean, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we're not the healthiest bunch of people in the industry.
We're not. I just beat Todd in a race down the hallway.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
I'm totally healthy. What are you talking about? I needed oxygen in the other room afterward, but
I'm totally healthy. I'm on my 4th crunch wrap from Taco Bell.
Todd was going, let's go another hallway and I'll bury you in the back, bro.
We want you to come back.
We want you to come back. I think I need to challenge you tomorrow in a race down the hall. What do you think, Omar? You got called out. Yeah, but we're not dumb. We're not gonna run against you. Like, why would we run against Omar?
I'll give you guys a head start.
You'll give us a head. There you go, Todd. So
Just don't ask me to run.
Don't ask Michael to run. Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
So you know what we should do is race Michael.
Yes, I got that one.
You know what we should do is we should actually start some races over here down the hallway tomorrow. No?
I like my hamstrings.
You don't like hamstrings?
Yeah,
No,
I like
the wife is there. Why not? Safety
you.
first.
See?
Safety. We always have to bring in the corporate person to
Logic.
go. The logic.
Oh, logic? Yeah,
the
I like
logic. Of course, we're thinking, how much good social media stuff that would do, right? But then we would need the sick coverage route over here to for the hamstring.
I don't have that coverage.
You don't have that coverage.
I'm safety second, so
You're
it's okay.
second. So what else does, I know that IPSA, especially for next year, I know that you guys have a leadership. One of the things that nobody ever talks about, everybody always talks about IPSA and the chapters and stuff like that, but IPSA as an organization does a big event every year, which is kind of a leadership.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years, which is a big, huge leadership program for the leadership. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a leadership program. It's coming up. It's the weekend of. It used to be called Weekend of Inspiration. I know I just messed that up. Now it's called Leadership. So we're meeting in Monterey this year. It's the first time in Monterey. Normally it was usually in Anaheim. So this year it's going to upgrade. I love Monterey. So yeah, so it'll be in Monterey this year. It's so on the Friday, everybody gets to come in. We have a big tabletop where you get to meet and greet some of the different industry companies out there and see their products and everything. And then we have a little like hosted bar get together kind of thing where everybody gets to meet and greet even more. And then and then
the midnight podcast starts.
And then that's where all the business happens. And then Saturday we get together. It's all the presidents and treasurers from all the chapters. So we're looking probably about 200 people that'll be there, give or take. They'll go through about 3 different classes. Helping them, like what's the responsibilities of the treasurers, like different paperwork stuff, tax stuff, because we are a nonprofit, so we got to do all that special stuff. And then we do some leadership stuff, like how to drive your chapter, because unfortunately, chapters are only good as their leadership. We do have some chapters that aren't involved, and we have some great chapters that are involved in anything, from golf tournaments and everything. So we just kind of get together. They do 3 courses, and I forget, we have a meeting next week, so I don't actually know what the courses are going to be yet. But I do know that there's some leadership stuff. There's some how to get future presidents involved, get more people involved in your chapter because of secession, because we do, like in our chapter, it's super easy. You're president for 2 years and then you're done, and then somebody else has to be. But there are chapters out there that have had the same president for a while. So we just talk about secession, getting people more involved, and how to, get future leaders out of it.
Yeah, and I know that you guys have a lot of great leaders. Daniel from Only Pools, which is listening, is president now of one of the chapters out where he's at, and there's somebody else, one of the girls, I think, from one of the chapters. that we know. I'm drawing a blank, but it's kind of neat to see some of these younger, professionals kind of getting promoted into kind of those positions with IPSA. And the leadership side is just as important, right? Because obviously, as an organization, you have to give them the right tools and the right skill set to be able to kind of, lead and do all that. So, we talked about, we talked about people that have one gear, right? And so we talked about Michelle a little bit. And I want to talk a little bit about you because you're just the same, right? So from the first day that I've met you, you wake up at the freaking crack of dawn to do pools. And I joked around that it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, but you start at 4.
I get up at 4 a.m. every day.
He said he sleeps in now till 4.
He sleeps
But I'm asleep by
4.
7.
And you start that early.
Well, I get up that early, and then it's the Tylenol and the Gatorade, and then you hear all the cracking of the bones to get up and get moving. And then, unfortunately, like again, the unhealthiness. It's my bagel and bacon, and then I'm out the door.
And then you're out the door. And then, there's something that you do with all of your spare time because you are like Michelle that finds the time to go do it. But tell us a little bit about what it is that you do. Which I think is very cool, by the way.
Very cool.
Very
so,
cool.
You're hinting at. So I do underwater search and rescue for the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. So it's all on scuba, and usually it's blind searches and not the water that you actually want to be diving in. So it's never like we're going to go dive the Caribbean. We're going to go out into water that potentially something bad has happened, or it's not where people want to be. Here in Ventura County, we have, I think it's like 32 miles of coastline. We have about 4 lakes. And then we have Anacapa Island and we have San Nic Island, which is all our jurisdiction. So when something goes missing or lost and it needs to be found, we go out and look for it. We've done some stuff, especially here in Ventura. We had the Conception boat fire, where there was a group of divers that perished over Labor Day weekend. 34 people lost their life on a boat fire. So we've done that. We've had people, throw evidence off of our pier. We've had cars go over the side in Magoo. We've had countless people buy really cheap boats on Craigslist and forget that they have to have a plug in them, and then they take them out to the lakes and sink them into the bottom of the water. So, so I've been doing that for about 20 years now. I'm the training officer, so I get to torture people in the water and decide what type of skills we're doing. We actually have an academy coming up next year in March, so we're looking for some new people, and it's pretty fun.
Craziest thing you ever found?
Nothing really crazy. No.
Just what you would think of, body parts and.
I haven't found any
heads?
body parts.
No?
I've found
Bodies.
I found bodies.
Yeah.
I found a lot of boats and cars, and then I found a couple drones and stuff up and stuff. So I mean, a lot of times the sheriff's department has divers that they deploy out of the helicopters, so they're usually first on scene. So we're kind of more, recovery than we are rescue. So, but yeah.
Have you ever gotten to jump out of one of those helicopters?
I was just going to ask that.
That's the only reason I joined. So in the ad it said we do helicopter deployments, and that's probably my favorite thing.
How many times?
I've probably about 35 times now, and we've done it anywhere from where the wheels on the Black Hawk are in the water, and then I've gone out at like 35 feet from the helicopter. Yeah,
With all your gear?
full scuba.
And so you just feet straight, holding on, just boom,
You tuck and pray.
tuck and pray.
And gravity does the rest.
Have you done any cannonballs?
No. They're very picky on how you leave the helicopter.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no backflips, no GoPros on sticks.
So when was the first time that you jumped off of a helicopter?
Would have been 2003.
2003. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
When's the last one you jumped out of?
September.
Wow.
Wow. So you're still doing pretty darn often.
Yeah, we do it every year. It's our September training. So it's all helicopter deployment, how to approach the helicopter, the safety. We have new Blackhawks now, so those are a little bit different than the Hueys. I mean, the Hueys, the skids drop because once it releases the weight, whereas the Blackhawk has tires and it's super simple because it's got a big, beautiful step.
Uh-huh.
Whereas the Huey, you kind of have to reach for it and try to find it with your toes and your fins, hoping that
And you're praying that
yeah,
you hit it.
You have like half a cheek and you're just reaching down trying to find that skate. So yeah, so it has its moments, but yeah.
So let me ask you. I'm gonna go a little left field here. So so obviously finding a body could be something that could be kind of traumatic. So what was that like the first time that you had to go through that? And
So lucky for me, I did the EMT thing first. So I did, worked in the hospitals and stuff like that. So I got to see some of that stuff. And then also working at the Crown Plaza, unfortunately we had suicides and stuff like that at the building. So I kind of was used to it, which is kind of sad to say that you're used to seeing dead things. But it brings closure to the family. So it's really important because nobody wants to bury an empty box. But it has that excitement because you're coming around on your search, because we search off of a circle pattern, and you're coming around and you see this shadow, and then you're like, I found it. This is awesome. And then you slow down. And you're like, I found it. Ooh, kind of thing. So you kind of have, and then most of the time you're like, oh, thank God it's a tree. And then you just keep going. So I mean, you have that whole range of emotions, because like you said, you're super excited that you found what you're looking for, but then you found what you're looking for, and you're trying to, expect what are you going to see, stuff like that. So it kind of is that whole kind of gamut to it.
That range of emotions.
Yeah, because like I said, sometimes you're like, yeah, I found it. And I didn't want to find it. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm assuming that, from the rescue standpoint, there's always that pressure that you do want to find it so that you can, bring some closures, to the family. Did they train you guys on, kind of how to handle that conversation with the people if they're there, or you guys just recover and you let somebody else talk to them?
Yeah. So the sheriff's department has a public information officer. So, okay. They will ask you every now and then to give a report, and I did that once many years ago, and I never want to do it again because the internet is mean. So, and everybody's an expert online. So I did give a little spiel about what the conditions were that we were searching in, and how I couldn't even see my own hand, and I was breaking sticks and stuff like that, and then. And all the experts on the internet told me how I was wrong, and I didn't know what I was doing, and stuff like that.
I thought that was just in the pool industry.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's the same thing, kind of the same people probably. But yeah, so I mean, they do train us. They do offer us emotional support if we do find something. Children are always the hardest, but yeah, so they do offer that full help if you have issues with it.
Have you ever found anything really valuable and like tucked in your pocket?
I did make a bad joke once.
Oh no!
The guy his boat sank, and he said his wallet was in there, and it had $1,200. And when I came back, he's like, well, "Did you find the wallet?" I said, "Yeah, but it only had $11.50." And he didn't find that funny.
Yeah.
So,
and he's probably the one with no plug.
Yeah.
So.
He zoomed across, and then it sank.
So how does that work? How do you, obviously you're working all the time. So do they just like call you at random, or how does that work?
We train the second Sunday of every month, but we're on call basically. And it's usually it's usually late at night, or you just, microwaved your dinner and it's just, accidents never happen when, on beautiful
Perfect
sunny
time,
days.
yeah.
At 7 a.m. when you just woke up and you're free all day. So yeah, we try. I mean, there's a group of like 20 of us on the team, and we all have regular jobs, and so we just try to help out when we can. They understand that you're not going to make every search, but we try to do what we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, it goes back to the same thing. Now, how long have you been doing that?
20 years.
20 years. 20-year commitment to being able to do that. It's the motor that you talk about,
motor.
which I'm can I coin that? Can I use that from now on? Because I think it's a great, it's like, do they have the motor, right? Do they have it, or do they not have it? And that's a great point. So,
yeah. And you can figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you have it. You have the motor.
I don't. Yeah. Try.
You're like the Energizer Bunny, right? Right, Omar? That's all you got? Yeah, right? That's it?
How excited he is?
That's all how excited he is?
That's not how you get a raise, man.
This is the guy we run through walls for. Yeah, if you want me to elaborate, this guy is.
He's
He set the bar, he set the example, and we follow, man. We follow this guy into battle, into great times, sometimes not so great, but dang, we push through, man. He's a great leader.
That's how you get a raise.
not only that, look at how uncomfortable Todd is. Look at how red he is. He got so red. Oh my God, Michael, put the camera on Todd. Put the camera on Todd and show how red Todd. Look at that.
Yeah, what's his like?
You know we love you, Todd.
Thanks, Edgar.
You know,
Appreciate
right. John's not here, so I got to put somebody on the
That's
spot,
fine.
right? So and I wasn't going to do that to Michelle because as soon as I leave, she'll just punch me out in the parking lot. It's like she's like, "Pound, what was that for?" Put me on the spot. Next time you'll think about it twice, right? So, anyways. Guys, we're really excited. Thank you so much for coming in. Again, it goes back to the same thing. We were joking around with you, Michelle, that you were, just getting that one more pull in before you, had to come over and come over to do the podcast. But we know that you're busy. We know that you start really early in the morning. We really appreciate you guys coming in. When we talk about people elevating the industry, when we talk about, that mentality of, just the pool guy, we want to get out of that and we want to show the rest of the world how the industry can be professional. It's exactly like people like you guys, right? That have the passion for it, that want to do things right. You're so passionate about your business. You're so passionate about, not just your business, but training people, involved in IPSA, giving all your time. IPSA is all voluntary. It's a nonprofit. So it's like here you have Max doing his pools, doing IPSA, doing the rescue, doing all those things. And, you guys are the ones that shine the spotlight on the industry. And when we talk about wanting to make it more professional, I don't think we could have picked two better people to prove what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and I this is why I love this platform, is because we would never get to sit and talk with pool professionals like this. And it's important for our industry because you guys do lead the way. And I think people that think that they might be able to get there can sit and listen to this kind of stuff and go, wait a minute, no, yeah, I can do that. So inspirational to our industry for sure. And like he said, appreciate you guys coming over when you did. It's always fun to sit down and talk to professionals like yourself that invest their time. We talk about it often. We talked about it at the awards. There's no limit on what we can learn, right? No one's regulating what we can learn. And kudos to you both for taking the time to do that and becoming the professionals that you are, and then giving back, which is even more wild. So very impressive.
Yep. So I just want everybody to notice that for the podcast, Michael, that we just kind of went through an hour. We forgot all about the sponsor and things. We forgot about everything. We just went through, and all of a sudden I realized, and I'm like, so I'm like, Michael, no, yeah, we're cutting. So for everybody listening to the podcast, sorry about that, but it was just such a great conversation that we completely, forgot about it. So I will keep one tradition, and that is final thoughts. So Mr. Pieri, I'll kind of throw some final thoughts, and we'll take this home.
Yeah, I think I just said my final thoughts. Like I said, I love this platform. I loved being able to shine the light on pool professionals and really good pool professionals and people that make our industry what it is. And it's really cool to sit and get to listen to the stories and where you came from. It's kind of funny where we all kind of either oopsed into the industry or we didn't kind of want. But then once we got in, you get the chlorine in your blood. You're not getting out. I can't thank you guys enough for coming in and listening to your stories.
Thank you. Anyways, Mr. Pieri, thank you so much for opening your house as usual.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for the golden ticket that's going to be going on for the next 2 days. We can't spill any tea, nothing. We're not allowed to, no, nothing.
It's going to be a blast.
That's all we're allowed to say is it's going to be a blast. So by the way, Jeanette is on here. So everybody, even on Instagram, I'm sorry because I forgot about everybody on Instagram today. Normally I'm giving shout outs the whole time.
Jeanette was at the Golden Ticket last year.
So Jeanette was at the Golden Ticket. So she's saying over here, thank you for sharing your story. Arizona pool doctor. What amazing pool guy to you, Max, listening to your story. And then by the way, 68 Mustang.
Sue.
I wasn't going to say the name. I was just going to leave it at that. But she's saying you can't run, but you can have chair races. Boom. Are we allowed to have chair races, or is that dangerous?
I'm in
too?
100%.
It's better.
Michael's now throwing his head in the ring. He's like, I can do that.
Can we do that?
Can we use the
I'm
fire
in.
extinguisher?
Guaranteed.
Can we use the fire extinguisher? That's actually a good idea for leverage. So
What you don't want is Sue coming over here to challenge you, because you talk about a competitive person. She don't play.
she don't play.
She don't play.
Sue, officially accept our challenge for you tomorrow or the next day, and we will have a chair competition. She'll probably win it, but I'm okay with that. She's,
don't.
yeah. Michael, is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, we got a big week, so I'm going to have to say not this week.
What do you mean not this week? And then
Wah,
when are we
wah,
going to
wah.
do?
You're
Yeah.
not fun.
Right? He
Jeez.
used to be fun.
Who gave him a mic?
Hey, back in my day.
So you know what? He's the number one challenge to do the race. He's got to come up with 5 minutes for a race. Think of it this way.
We will be hitting golf balls off the roof tomorrow.
We will?
We will give you that nugget.
Okay, so we'll be hitting golf balls. So real golf balls?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
They're another kind.
Well, I thought you were going to do your ping pong ones.
Not off the roof.
Oh, not off the roof.
No.
Okay.
No. Real.
Do I get to hit any off the roof?
No.
No.
We don't have
That insurance.
we do
You
not
don't have that kind of insurance.
Yeah.
And trust me, you do not want me hitting golf balls off the roof.
I heard your story earlier about your first time out.
You know, for me, you would have to go like this, and you would have to put the buckets right here on the side, because when I hit the ball that way, it goes that way. So
Only you hit your girlfriend on your first date with a golf ball, playing in the same group.
and I almost got kicked out, and the ball went backwards.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I did that, but anyways.
and she's still with you, which is crazy.
That was the moment that she said, "That's the one." Like, what other guy in this world can hit a golf ball backwards and hit me, right?
No, you lamed her. She couldn't get away. She couldn't run away.
Mic drop right there. Boom, we're done. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. Mr. Pieri, again, thanks for opening your doors. Michael, thank you so much for doing what you do back there.
Always. I love it.
I appreciate it. And Omar, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I see that you're the only one this time. So Brian's not here. And then Corey Wax isn't here. So yes, I am calling both of you out on the air that you're not here. Who else was here last time? It's just us. So
Thank you for your color, Omar. Appreciate it.
so yep.
He came for me.
Yeah. So he came for you.
Came for me.
He only came because of you. So,
This is what I deal with.
would you like to pay him another compliment? No, you're good.
Direct over here.
Direct over here. So, anyways, everybody, hope that you have a great weekend. We'll catch everybody, me and John, on the next Instagram Live on Wednesday. Hope everybody has a great one. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or PoolNationPodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.